Hello and welcome. Here we will understand about the post-harvest processing of coca. The adjoining image is of the coca tree. The botanical name of the coca tree is Theobroma coca, belonging to the family Malvaceae. This tree will start to bear the fruit after 4 to 8 years of its plantation. Successful cultivation of coca depends on various factors like high humidity around 90 to 100%, temperatures in the range of 25 to 27 degrees Celsius, adequate water supply, good soil conditions, and space for growth. Apart from these, coca flourishes at the lower altitudes of tropical climates. There are various varieties of coca like Criollo, Forastero, Trinitario, and Nacional. Among these, Criollo and Forastero are the main cultivating varieties all over the world. Criollo is having fine flavor characteristic. Trinitario variety is supposed to be the hybrid of Criollo and Forastero, and Nacional variety only cultivates in Ecuador region. This variety is also supposed to be the disappeared variety of coca. Coca fruit is also known as a coca pod, which weighs approximately between 400 to 500 gram, containing beans of 140 to 150 gram. Adjoining image is of a coca fruit, that is coca pod. The pod, which measures 6 to 8 inches in length, contains 30 to 40 beans. Adjoining image gives us an idea about how the coca pod is from inside. Each bean after drying weighs on average 1.1 to 1.3 gram. The seed consists of a shell, thin skin, and an inner cotyledon. The table here gives us an idea about the characteristics of the pod and bean of Criollo and Forastero variety. In the coca pod, the beans are arranged around a central placenta, which are surrounded by a mucilaginous pulp. Adjoining image will gives us an idea about the mucilaginous pulp surrounded over the coca beans. If unripe beans are harvested, they are small in size, flat, and have a poor color, are hard, and have a low fat content and bitter of flavors. So such types of unripened beans should not be used in chocolate manufacturing. Collecting of beans from pods. As the pods ripen, there is change in color. After ripening, the pods are carefully cut from the tree by a machete or a similar type of a knife in order to avoid the damage to the tree as well as to the pods. Such types of pods are suitable for chocolate manufacture and they are stacked and transported to the fermentation areas. Then the pods are broken in order to remove the shell and collect the beans. This is done with the help of skilled operators, that is manually, or by mechanical machines. Skilled operative can open 250 to 300 pods per hour, while mechanical machines can open 1000 pods per hour. The pulp which is adhered over the surface of the coca beans consists principally of 80 to 90% of water, various sugars, proteins, starch, acids, and various inorganic salts. Glucose and sucrose are the predominant among the sugars. After opening of a shell and collecting the beans, it is necessary to ferment the beans, which will have a good coca flavor, even in color, and is brittle and will break easily during the further winnowing process. For fermentation, the fresh beans are heaped in a pile or in a wooden box, typically for 5 days. Adjoining image is the heap over the plant leaves, and the heap is covered by the plant leaves during the fermentation process. Another image is of beans kept for fermentation in a wooden box. The natural yeast and bacteria multiply during the fermentation process, which cause the breakdown of the sugars and mucilage. As the fermentation proceeds, the pulp disintegrates and drains away as a liquid. Microorganisms are responsible for the breakdown of the pulp that surrounds the beans. Activities of the microorganisms result in the death of the beans, and they create the environment that enables the formation of the coca flavor precursors. During fermentation, microorganisms multiply because pulp is an excellent medium for its growth, since it contains 10 to 15% of the sugars. When the beans are removed from the pods, the pulp is inoculated naturally with variety of microorganisms from the environment. This fermentation process can be considered in 3 different stages. Let us see one by one. Stage 1 of fermentation is an anaerobic condition where yeast are the responsible microorganisms. In the first 24 to 36 hours, yeast convert the sugar into alcohol under low oxygen condition and a pH of below 4. Bean death usually occurs on the second day and is caused by acetic acid and alcohol. In the second stage of fermentation, lactic acid bacteria are majorly responsible. These are present from the start of fermentation but only become dominant between 48 to 96 hours. These bacteria convert sugars and some organic acids into lactic acid. In the third stage of fermentation, acetic acid bacteria are the responsible microorganisms. These are also present throughout the fermentation, but become more significant towards the end when aeration increases. They are responsible for converting alcohol into acetic acid. This is a strongly exothermic reaction that is mainly responsible for the rise in temperature. This can reach 50 degrees Celsius or higher in some fermentations also. Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Saccharomyces theobromii, Saccharomyces ellipsoideus, Saccharomyces apiculatus, Saccharomyces mummalus, and Eutrolepsis theobromii are some of the important microorganisms found to be active during the coca bean fermentation processes. Many a times, microorganisms are added into the fermentation box at the rate of 0.5 gram per kg of fresh beans in the form of yeast to accelerate the fermentation process. As the fermentation process is completed, the beans are cleaned by soaking in running water for about 2 to 3 hours. During this process, the beans lose about 4.5% of their weight, and after cleaning, the seeds or the beans are ready for drying. After cleaning, the beans are passed for drying. Drying is an essential step in order to reduce the moisture content of fermented coca beans from 60% to safe moisture content of 7%. Drying is done by conventional sun drying method or by mechanical drying methods. Post-harvest processing of coca involves harvesting of coca pods, collecting of coca beans by breaking the shell, fermentation of the coca beans. Fermented beans are then dried. Dried coca beans are obtained, which are then further packed and stored properly. Thus, here we have tried to understand the post-harvest processing of coca bean, that is, from harvesting of coca pods up to the dried coca beans. Thank you for attentively watching and listening to this video. Please do like, share and subscribe.